Casper. Still a little white. Okay. Caspery white. Okay. In a brand new setting with a brand new studio.
Ooh.
With a brand new fresh cup
Espresso.
of espresso. So this is a special occasion because we have the espresso here, and this is a salute to Poppe. And these are out of his glasses too, so
Even better.
salute, or chendan as he would say. So welcome, you get to have espresso with us. And that was what he and I always had together, and whenever he would invite me over, he wouldn't actually ask me to come over. He would send me a text emoji of a cup of coffee, it is signifying an espresso, and he would have the emoji of the coffee and then put espresso with a question mark, and that meant come join me for a chat.
I used to go and when I would eat lunch with him and stuff, he'd be like, I can hear his voice still. He'd be like, Lex, how about an espresso? How about an espresso? And I'd make him an espresso like every 2 to 3 hours. That was like his...
Yeah, that was his drug of choice after he gave up alcohol.
With like a little scoop of sugar.
He would put sugar in his, huh?
Yeah.
I never did mine.
Maybe Splenda.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
With the little spoons he had.
Well, these are his glasses. These are the glasses we would drink out of his place. So.
And he was so particular about how you made it. So that's why he had to teach me. You know, it was very many steps and it had to be done.
Yeah, it was because it was before the push button machines that
Correct.
now grind and press it into the pressurized area. Which now we just have a button, but then had to be packed down a certain way, so it gets that crema on the top there. Do you see
it's
that?
Very important.
Very nice.
Very important.
So what do you think of our new location? I don't even know where we are, right? We could be anywhere right now, but...
We're at the beach.
Okay, we're going to be at the beach then. Let's be at the beach. Here we are, the waves crashing in the background. Welcome back to another episode. It's Monday, March 8th.
Welcome.
And you just got yourself situated to be here because you got childcare arranged or school pickup arranged in a very creative way. Someday she'll have to tell you about that. Moms, single moms, if you ever need some help in how to get creative after school care.
I'm the queen of that. I'll tell you what, I figured some stuff out.
Did an amazing job today. That was a whole new one. It was not in any book or you couldn't Google that one. You created something brand new. I didn't know about that. I didn't even know that was possible.
Neither did I.
Welcome back. We're glad you're here. Thanks for tuning in.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. And
It's why I love this. First of all, we're on like our 4th Monday of doing this, which is a big deal. Second of all, it's nice to start my week with us and kind of get your head in the right space for the week.
Well, Mondays in salons a lot of salons are closed on Mondays, and we're open, but with not as much activity on Mondays, so not as many people working. So kind of set the tone for the week for everyone.
Set minds and
kind of set the direction and
yes.
kind of line things up. So we're being a little bit more on the offense instead of the defense all the time. But most of all, thank you for being here because there were a lot of special people last week that earned some money just by tuning in and saying hello. Of course, there was people from our own team, and then there were, and however they got there, I don't even know, but there was Jeanette M. Hi, Jeanette. Thanks. Thalia. I don't know if you say it. Thalia. I don't. Probably not. You probably don't say the H right. I'm going to say Talia or maybe Talia. I don't know. Talia R.
Maybe, yeah.
Congratulations. And Leonette. Welcome and thank you. Thanks for subscribing and saying hi. So you will have your money, your cash sent to you. Don't have Cash App or it wasn't working, so I'm going to ask for your Venmo anyway. So we'll get that from you. Either I'll email you or text you sometime after this. Mickey, Christy, and Krista from our team, thanks for tuning in and saying hi. Good job.
I texted, and Mickey used to work here a long time ago, and she just came back. And God bless that girl. She has 2 babies and a 7-year-old, but she's got her hands full. And so I was like, Mickey, you need to go do this. You'll get $100. And she did it. But it's great having her back with us.
Other people are not going to be like, hey, Lex, why didn't you call me?
I know. I feel bad. I'm really sorry. But
so whatever we got to do to get people to watch this thing. Okay, here's your $100. Okay, we're not.
I know. She was so funny when I told her. She was like, "Oh, can I tell other people?" I was like, "Yeah, it'll make my dad happy. Do it."
All right, thanks. So maybe this time you'll get some value out of it. Last time we put things in there about Ginny and Georgia, and it got around the world less because not as many people saw it because we put Ginny and Georgia in there. So either that's controversial or YouTube was like, hey, we don't even want anybody to know about Ginny and Georgia, so never mind.
It's amazing how their algorithm.
Yeah, well, it does whatever it wants to do, but we're still going to be here anyway. And thank you especially to my beautiful wife. I know she watched it too. She disqualified herself from the $100.
I know she commented. His wife is their relationship is like goals in life. Like she's really freaking beautiful, and
she is,
and she's a doctor, and she's just everything she does. I get all the hand-me-downs. I'm so blessed.
She's beautiful. She's brilliant. She's got style. She's got a huge heart.
Amazing,
I'm just really blessed. Anyway,
he's lucky. We love Michelle.
I certainly do. More and more every day too, and she's getting better. She's doing really good. One better each day. She's doing fantastic. We had a great weekend too. And of course, my sister Audrey.
Oh my goodness!
Listened to the whole thing last time too.
I know she's been listening to it. I love you, Aunt Audrey.
While she's saving all the cats in the world, while she's getting them all adopted out and rescuing them, and
my Aunt Odd. If anybody knows my Aunt Odd, she was a federal probation officer, and she's kind of
for a lot of years, yeah.
And she just retired, and she's engaged, and she's got a big heart.
Hard to believe retired. I mean, I used to think of people being retired as like being in wheelchairs almost, like she's so not that, like to be retired.
No, she's not at all.
She looks like the same she did 25 years ago.
I made it home.
Everybody's good?
Yes.
Okay, good. You got the message, so you're clear and complete now. God. Yeah, so we're still at the beach? Is it the waves still rolling in from behind us?
Let's go to
beautiful
Italy. Just kidding, not now.
All right, well, we could. We could show up. There's the Uffizi Gallery. That's Italy, right? I think Uffizi Gallery or the Pantheon. No, the Forum. That's the area where we used to do the fighting. So we could be in the Forum now for a few minutes anyways. The true roots of Italy. Or Bari, the island of Bari, because that's your ancestors. That's where they were from, the island of Bari. And Ischia was the other island. So little Italian history there. Okay, thank you, everybody. You'll get your rewards coming today. Thanks for that, too.
Yes, thank you.
Also, if you know anybody that is of interest that you might like to hear about, or that you yourself want to talk about something that would be interesting, we are inviting some people to be on this with us so we can talk to you about what's happening in the area. Obviously, there's so many things going on in our area. And we had a tentative guest for today who is out of town, and we sort of asked at the last minute, so that didn't happen today, but that could be in the next episode or so. So if you know anybody or have someone, or you yourself have an interest in chatting with us about what's happening or about what you're up to or what you're passionate about, we'd love to talk to you and spend some time on here to share you with everybody else, with all the other 11 people that are tuned in right now.
Very popular.
So a couple of things that we are going to talk about today. One is redos in salons, like how a salon handles a redo. So somebody who's not happy with their service or didn't quite get it the way they wanted it, and how they handle that. A little bit about what's happening in Texas in hair salons. And I want to talk to some of the cosmetology students out there too at some point, and talk a little bit about what happened over the last 6 days. I think it's 7 in a row now, or 6 for you.
7. Well, 7 will be today.
The fitness challenge, or getting well and getting back to some good well-being.
Mental, it's all connected. When you take care of your body.
And then a couple of trending topics that you have to.
That's my
that
job.
we're going to talk about too.
Because I'm good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're following the latest trending topics.
I'm always following the latest stuff.
TikTok and Instagram, and those are the sources for information now. Right?
I know. I swear you can get more live news on TikTok than you can, like when the Capitol thing happened. They were like, turn on the news. Well, I was like, I'm just going to TikTok because I can see the people that are actually there, like recording is live. You know, you can't get much more raw than that.
Unfiltered, and you're getting it right on the streets.
It's pretty cool.
I want to. Is there somebody else I want to invite while this is on right now? Because actually, I haven't called them yet, but I was talk to you a little bit about it. And that we have relatives in the Philadelphia area, outside in the Delaware County area, Delco. Ronnie and his, they're not fiance yet. Girlfriend, yeah. But they've been together a while.
Long time.
Yeah, long time. I think maybe that's in the works. But those two she works at a high-end salon in the mainline area, and she's a level 3 stylist. I think she just got graduated to a level 3 stylist. Real artistic and very creative and passionate in her field. And cousin Ronnie, we call him cousin because he is a cousin through some format or another. He's, our parents, or my cousin's parents, or Ronnie, his father, and my parents grew up together, sort of. And then they also, when we moved here, they stayed in touch, and they used to come down here and spend a lot of summers together, spend a lot of times together. Maybe it was, had to be summers. But there for us in all ways, like a cousin would be, or even closer, even like best friend, brother, really. But his son, Ronnie, is dating Gab. And he's an awesome barber in the in Ridley, I think. Morton is where they live, so I'm not sure if the salon he's in is in.
Well, and they have a sister, Olivia too, and I love them. What I love about their family is that even, I hadn't really talked to them for like 10 years, but until I saw them briefly. But no matter what, they still treat me like family. And I feel like they genuinely, those people just are such kind, amazing, loving people, human beings.
Yeah, always. That it kind of what I like to talk. Who I like to be around a lot is people like that who lift you up and are very unconditional in how they are. They love you any way you are or any way you aren't, and those are probably my mentors in life as to how to love unconditionally, because they've always, whatever you've been through or I've been through, they've always been there for us no matter what. Just amazing people. They're the type of people, the podcast portion of this is called Spotlight on Good People, and they're really good people.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to invite them to be guest artists here for I don't know, a couple weeks, month, I don't know, whatever they can spare, but they could turn it into a vacation and a working artist type thing where they come down as a guest artist, and the two of them together be a part of our team. They're already in our family, and I know they've got the talent and the heart that our culture and family do. So this is an open invitation, a direct call out to them. He was on the Cataldi. She was on the Eagles show, telling people how to cut their hair at home. Ronnie was. It was a clip. Did you ever hear that clip?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, maybe we'll edit it into one of these segments so you can hear him talk to the morning crew on I think it's WIP up there. Anyway,
but even Ronnie, I haven't seen Ronnie in a long time. I've seen live in Aunt Maria, but he still will send me texts and be like, "Merry Christmas, cuz love you." Like just
good family, good hearts, good family. Hi, Liv. I don't get Girl Scout cookies anymore because Liv's. She's not doing that anymore because she kind of grew out of that a little bit. She grew up fast. All right, so open invitation, calling you out, cuz. So love to have you down and be a part of the team for whatever you two can spare, and we'll figure out the logistics of it and how that can all work out. But I don't know how things are up there. I know it was cold today. I was going to get up to a high of 46. Congratulations in Pennsylvania. That's awesome.
Oh.
It did go down to 55 here last night, and boy,
that
was it
freezing.
bitter cold.
Yeah.
But now it's probably 75-ish. I don't know.
It's like perfect.
Yeah.
Yesterday day was amazing weather too. It was beautiful. That's why I wanted to be outside.
Yeah, it was like 70 yesterday or something. It was a little bit of a cold front.
Yeah,
it was nice though.
It was beautiful. The sun was out.
Yeah,
It was nice.
All right. Next on the docket.
Reduce.
Yeah, okay, got to look that one up. So redos. So right now, so there's different philosophies about redos in salons, and there are different types of salons that handle them in different ways. And it's always interesting to see how reviews are done online, because reviews are often reflected or a condition of somebody not being happy with the services that they got, or the outcome didn't go quite the way that they thought it should. So people will then post. But a lot of times you'll see in reviews where people talk about the fact that there was a contested issue about whether the look that they got was the look that they had asked for, paid for, wanted, and then it becomes a dispute over, you asked for this color shade, you got this shade, you wanted this number of highlights, you wanted this balayage, whatever it was, and then it's just an argument.
It's
over
like
that.
who's right or wrong, and
A lot of times I see that.
And I mean, and sometimes, I've been in this industry a long time. I have experience, or like, is this person just trying to take advantage of? But in my experience, there's not a whole lot of people that are really just trying to like screw you over, so to speak. I feel like most people, if that's the service we're offering, something that's cool about our salon is that if somebody wants a redo, all of our services are guaranteed. So if somebody's not happy, regardless of if there was a miscommunication, however it was, we guarantee them that, and then they get to come in. And the cool thing about us is that they can go to any stylist. So maybe that person that cut her hair is not good at short haircuts, so we can now refer them. I can refer them to another location. I can refer them to another stylist who specializes in that. So we can guarantee that guest is happy.
Well, and I think probably where some of the problem comes in the evolution in the industry as a whole, many salons, the pay structure is set up on commission. So it's the number of sales and then a percentage of those sales that each person gets. And more recently, there's a base minimum that they have to be paid, and then there's a commission on top of that. So in a redo circumstance, they would come back, and if somebody else in a commission salon, which we're not, but I'm just talking about the different types of salons that there are, and this is kind of one of the drawbacks in the industry, which kind of hurts it and sometimes can give it a bad name, is that in order for them to go to somebody else, what do they do with the initial amount of money that was paid? So there's always this ongoing dispute, and I see it in Facebook groups too. Like, how does a salon handle that? Right. Or do they take the money away from the person who did it and didn't make the customer happy, and then give it to the person who redoes them?
I saw that.
Or some salons will say, okay, well, you can only get it redone by the person who did it.
Right.
So that
That's
person.
what I was referring
but if they're not good at whatever is that you wanted, or it's not their strength, or they know that the chemistry's not there, it's just not right for both of you, and maybe you just didn't hit it off, and there was a communication barrier, because a lot of times the source of redos is that there was a communication gap in the beginning, and what the expectations versus what was discussed just don't work out. Right. So that there's that, and then how do we get them to another stylist where it's not awkward? And so in most salons anyway, and most commission salons, there's going to be that, how do we deal with that? And I saw that in one of the groups that we were looking at over the weekend was just all over the place with that. Well, train people better, make sure you get it right the first time, which obviously, I mean, that's clear. You don't want to make it perfect the first time. You don't want to have anybody have to come back. Right. But those things happen. They do. I mean, there are miscommunications, or maybe they wanted a little bit more.
Stylists might have maybe they just had an off.
Or they were just being cautious. They didn't want to put too much red in, or they didn't want to they didn't want to take too much off the length. Right. And the person decides, well, I wanted a little bit more off than that. And after they see it, and so there are little tweaks that might be able to be done. And it's just, in order to give people
part of owning a business.
And it's okay to give people permission to say that, because most people are not going to abuse it. Now, we've had people who do,
but
over
a handful,
time,
and I can count them all on my hand.
Not enough
years.
to punish the good people. I mean, that's what happens to so many policies and so many businesses, where they have one or two people who abuse a specific policy and they have to write a rule about it or some condition that when they make a sale, we have to have this special condition and this special rule because we don't want people like that ever taking advantage of us again. Well, what happens is the good people, for example, our unconditional guarantee on our hair care products. So unconditional meaning doesn't
Bring it
matter
back
how
10
many
years
ounces
later.
you use out of the bottle. Doesn't
Right.
matter how much of it you use.
Right.
You can use it all, and it can be 10 years later, and you can bring it back and say, I didn't like it. I didn't like this shampoo.
And we've had people do that, actually.
And we honor that refund,
Products
exchange, whatever they
15 years
want,
ago.
because we promise that
Right.
if you don't love it, you don't have to keep it. And
Right.
a lot of times, what happens is people have vanities and dress bathrooms that are full of products that they didn't like and never returned, so they just stack up underneath the bathroom there, underneath the sink. And and that'll happen. They may come 3-4 more visits. They bought something they didn't like, and it's sitting there, and then they finally bring it back, or they don't bring it back. They just say they didn't like it, and we still do it. So I don't want to punish those because too many good people. So we could, we had somebody do that after, I don't know, maybe it was 15 years, brought back a bottle of a product that we had discontinued, and it was so old that it was in black packaging. That we had not done black packaging with
It was
gold
our old logo.
since the 80s, and I think she brought it back in the 90s at some point. We did still sell it. It was in a white package. It was finishing spray is what it was. We don't sell it now. And we knew at the time we were selling it for, I think, $12.95. The year she bought it, it was $8.95 or $7.95. And how we knew that was because it still had the old grocery label on the bottom of it, the little sticker that had the price. So
Didn't she almost make money on the return?
she did make money. Yeah, she did. Because they didn't see the sticker on the bottom. They just gave her, and we didn't have her in the computer from that many years before because we had upgraded to different computer systems. So she did. The bottle was empty. She used all the product, which is fine. I mean, she didn't like it. She didn't rebuy it again, and she got more money back than what she actually paid for it. So, that's a little trick.
And you think
there.
about places like Sephora. They used to have a return policy where you could return an item. There was no policy about it, right? Well, they just recently took that away, and now you only have a certain amount of days or whatever. But it's that was the one thing they were known for that was so good. Everybody liked that. Everybody was like, do you believe that? Isn't that amazing? It says something about who they are as a business. And so when you take that away, it kind of just puts that, ugh.
Well, some people use that. I mean, I know if I have an option between two places to buy something, it's Amazon or something else. I'll always go Amazon only because, in most cases, 99% of the time, because they're returning things to them. It's just so simple.
Right,
There's just no questions. They'll ask you some questions on there, but you just tick one of them and you ship it. They give you the label and you ship it back and it's done.
And now there's all those drop-off stations everywhere. It's simple.
Back in the day, many years ago, Nordstrom got its name from it, became notorious, and it was well known in the industry or the retail industry because they would let anybody return anything at any time. And the story was in their book that somebody returned a tire at Nordstrom. They actually a car tire. And they gave the person their money back. But the thing is, Nordstrom doesn't sell tires. And they gave this person a refund for that. And that was one of the greatest stories ever. They got more marketing out of that than ever. That they gave somebody a refund for a product they didn't even sell. But that was what they were known for. And, their customer service was heads above all. And they weren't just trying to punish the few for the many, because so many people are being good. So on that topic of redos, it not being a bad thing, we're actually educating people that it's okay, that if it's not on point, if you didn't love it, please give us an opportunity to make it better. I mean, if we didn't wow you and you didn't love it, but not being about us, but just talking about the industry as a whole, how that system or other systems can be harmful to the end customer. Because how do you, and a lot of these comments online there were this problem that many salon owners were left with how do I, okay, I'm going to pull this away. And what happens is they'll pull a $100 haircut or a $200 color service from this stylist who's already been paid for it. And now I'm going to bring somebody back in, a customer that wasn't happy, to have somebody else correct it or update it or do whatever it is to tweak it another way. Now I have to take that $200 away. So now this person over here is going, well, listen, I did exactly what they wanted me to do. You can't take that away from me. So you know that now you're going to create tension in the salon.
And then it the stylists aren't going to want to, like, could you imagine the way that would feel? Like, I don't know, I feel like that would kind of create resentment, the stylist to the, because not everybody is going to always be perfect. And also think about from the guest perspective, if I'm going to get my hair done, do I want to go somewhere where I know where it's guaranteed, where I know I will have what I want, no matter if I do have to come back, or am I going to go somewhere where it's like a hassle, where I don't even know if it's, if it's not guaranteed. But the energy, I could imagine, because I know even here, I could imagine if what they were saying online is, well, how do I cover the cost of the redo? Do I take it out of their pocket and give it to the other person, because like commission salon, or what about the cost of product? Can I dock that out of their pay? And all I was thinking is, can you imagine the way the staff member would feel?
Well, sure. It's going to build up. It's not going to foster a great environment where, like, I'm nitpicking from you. Hey, you got to pay me for that. It's built into the cost of doing business. And and our model's different in that it's one of the costs of doing business. And that, yes, because we're in a salary structure where they're paid and rewarded to keep the people in our business happy. The ones who are coming here, keep them happy while they're here, whether that's in their chair or somebody else's. So whatever it is necessary to do that, so that there's not this competition like now, which could get created easily in that situation
and like we had an example at our promenade location. One of the girls accidentally, the way she put a clip in the hair while the woman had color on, and it left like just this tiny little mark in the woman's hair. Well, so the woman came back, and the original girl tried to fix it, and maybe she was just having like an off day. It didn't get fixed perfectly. So the woman, who's a new client, she came back a third time, and I went and got another stylist, and I was like, can you just help? Maybe like sometimes you just need like a pair of fresh eyes. And she came and helped, and that's just sometimes what you need, and that's okay.
Well, there's always a team there. There's always a team, and sometimes if they're not comfortable coming to one location, they go to one of our other locations, but it's always backed up by making sure that people love it. And, if we can't get to that point where they love it and they've been to some of our senior stylists, then, we've exhausted all possibilities. We're going to do the best that we can to make people happy and to give them what they want. And for the most part, most people, that's what they came here. We want to make it right the first time, obviously, but if it doesn't, we got a full team of people. And I the only reason I bring this up, and not because to say, well, we're doing it better, we just have a different way of doing it. And I know it's a struggle in many, many salons to how to handle those situations. And it creates division. It could create, and some have developed a policy where, the owner's going to make a decision about it. They're going to look at the hair and they're going to say, well, the style, then they become like a judge to see whether, it was handled properly the first time, and that person needs more training. And I am going to have to put it to another person, have to dock that person's pay or whatever it is. Either way, there's going to be some dissension with it. So we're just, I only wanted to point out that because I was reading those comments in there, and I felt for, what it's like, not only in a pandemic right now, but, people are coming in after not having been in a salon for a year, and there's a lot more work to do when the maintenance of the hair hasn't been kept up, or the hair color hasn't been kept up.
I've seen a lot of COVID hair.
Yeah, and that may take a couple visits to get that taken care of. So, more on that to come. But if you're another salon owner and you have comments on that, on how you've handled it and whatever type of salon that you're in, whether it's a booth rental or a suite or a commission salon or a salary salon, whatever type it is that works or doesn't work as well as you'd like to, it's just something up for discussion that we're talking about and trying to see, because it was one of the things I saw was a struggle in a salon. It made it hard to tell people that you have a guarantee, we promise you're going to love it no matter what, and we'll do our very best and put our very best people on it to make sure that you do. And it made it difficult because we were a commission salon many, many years ago, and I would see the battle over, one stylist saying, hey man, I did it right. I did exactly what she wanted. And then there was this argument because they didn't want to lose that money, especially in summer when it was slow.
That's interesting.
They would be upset about that. Like, listen, I gave her exactly what she wanted. That's not right. You can't take that money away from me. And so there was that Yeah. So that's how it all evolved. Anyway, that's how it got to where we are, where, we're all in the same boat trying to make people happy. We just want to give them what they want, make them love, give them an experience that they're going to love so that they want to come back and they know they can go to any location in our family and anybody in our family and be taken care of. And if they don't love it, they have an opportunity to say something about it and we'll do something about it.
Often what we're able to do, sometimes what the cool thing is, if somebody had a bad experience, and I know for myself too, I am not the kind of person where I will say something if I don't like it. Like, that's like scary. Like, I don't want to be mean and tell somebody I didn't like it. But, what I hope we create that environment where we allow people to feel like, heck yes, we want you to tell us so we know. But what we can do too for those people, because they don't want to hurt the stylist's feelings sometimes, is we can then, it's nice to be able to offer them another location. So then, they don't have to see them, or they don't even have to know that they didn't like their hair.
Most people aren't going to say anything. And I hate that the people won't, just because of the way things are. Most places aren't set up to hear what you have to say, or they don't want to, or whoever answers the call is not empowered enough to take care of it, is not empowered enough to handle whatever it is, the request that you have or change that you want to make, or you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, so you don't do it. So most people don't, and they just end up going somewhere else. And I hate that, because your feedback is absolutely essential. It's the only way we can get better. It's the only way we can improve, is to get that feedback that we missed something, that it didn't go just quite right. That like somebody will, they've done it before. They've given us a rating, and on Google reviews, it's 5 stars, but somebody will give us 4 stars. And, what do we need to do to get that 5th star? What was missing that we didn't get that 5th? What do we need to do to up our game a little bit so that, that could be there? Maybe you can put your finger on it.
And what's interesting too is every time we get a 4-star, he'll send it to me. And I typically will reach out to them and say, thank you so much for leaving us a review, but what can we do to get 5 stars? What did we miss?
Yeah, it's important. We want to know.
I want to make sure that you love every experience here, every minute here.
Yeah. Or a couple weeks ago, we had somebody who put 1 star immediately. Like they were just trying to get a phone call from a phone call. They were trying to, they had a bad experience on a call with us, and we screwed up, and she, went right to write a review, and it immediately goes to my phone and sends me a message that says, hey, this person, left you a 1-star review. And immediately we contacted her to say, what happened. We kind of investigate to see what was behind the whole thing. And she was awesome. She gave us some great feedback, and we were able to get her in for an appointment, and she loved her experience. I didn't follow up with her personally. I don't know if you heard. We got to check on her, because this was just last week.
Yeah, it's in. Yeah.
So
she's special.
But we want to know follow up on the follow up to know, okay. But anyway, she went back in and she revised her review.
We were able to,
which is okay. I'm okay. Some people are going to put reviews that aren't favorable, and I want an opportunity to address those and talk to those people about it, and maybe make it right, whatever it was, because sometimes people will go to a review because they're just trained that way. They don't know that they can actually, reach out and make a difference.
Say something. So, what's always interesting, I was just telling him about reviews, is that I if I go online or something and I'm looking at, if I'm looking at reviews, what's interesting is to see the owner's response to a review. So we always want to make sure that we're saying, see, it's interesting to see what people say. We're checking the AC.
Oh, you saw me. It just got warm in here, so this is our weekly AC
I think it's 72. I see.
No, it could just be me too, but I wanted to see what it says. Now, Bayfront's internet is out, so that shows up on here. But I don't know if it's the internet here or what, but I'm not getting a signal. It's not working. It's that's probably just Honeywell, which is absolutely a joke. Okay, any day now. Any day now. This is in the middle of it. Real exciting stuff here. So this is as the air conditioning goes.
No, the
as
air
we got a $10,000 bill.
Oh my God. It's been like,
and they're not
a
even our
nightmare.
air conditioners. They're not even ours. Our landlords own them. We buy them for them, and we maintain them for them. That's how leases are written in Florida. Isn't that lovely? You buy them their air conditioning units. When you have to replace them, you buy new ones for them, and you maintain them, and they own them. So we're writing $10,000 checks for the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, I'm not bitter. Temporary hold. Okay, good. Well, it says 72, and now this one won't come up. Okay, well, good. At least it's working in here now. It's just me getting hot about spending $10,000 on air conditioning units. That's all. Good.
Well, and in the moment when when you need AC, we're like, just do it, just get it fixed. And then after you're like, oh.
Yeah. Well, I did say that. I'm not saying that you didn't do anything wrong. It was
crazy.
like, you're in crisis, and
Yes.
yeah, you're going to pay max dollars right then because you don't have the time to do the research or the ability because you're completely shut down and people are doing
And
haircuts
you have to have air.
in hot yoga rooms.
We're getting everybody nice. We had fans everywhere. I mean, I'm a little over AC units as of lately. But welcome to Florida.
I guess it's a good problem to have. The Bradley Ciacetti, their company does boilers, heat for school systems and big corporations and stuff like that. But we're talking about air conditioning down here. So they probably do air conditioning too, but I know big part of their company is. And Ronnie would always give me a hard time. He's like, yeah, I get to work with service techs, a bunch of guys, and you work with all these beautiful women. And, yeah. Different business. Okay, what are we going to talk about next?
Salons.
Oh, I do want to say something to cosmetology students. So cosmetology students in the area or anywhere in the world, if you're moving here too, a cosmetology student at any of the schools. So we have a lot of schools around here, a lot of cosmetology schools, and you're in the right business. Congratulations. We are ramping up our educational program again for inviting students to participate in some in-house education that we're having specifically for you students. So please let us know if you're interested in that. Would you like to participate? Would you like to be a part of some of the classes that we're going to be offering? No charge to you. We're offering it to the students in our area or students in the cosmetology field to come and get some advanced education from members of our team.
Great opportunity. I mean, we have so much talent here. It's really incredible to see the years and talent and amazing stylists.
Yeah, and they're one of their things is they love to share, they love to give back, and they have a ton to contribute because they've trained and developed hundreds of stylists over the years. But they love to share their specialty, their creative expression, and what it is that they're great at, and
tips and tricks they have, like little stuff.
We have different classes that we'll be offering. So please reach out, let us know if you're interested. This is specifically for you, a direct message directly to you to say, we want you, we're interested in you. And you don't have to want to work here or be a part of our team. We're just out to better the industry, better your educational experience, give you more out of this time of your life where you're investing a lot of time and money into being the best stylist that you can be. So please let us know how we can help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Little insert in the middle of all that.
AC insert. And so what about salons in Texas? What about masks?
Yeah, that's a whole world, and I guess I kind of answered that. We were gonna call salons in Texas today, but we just went online and just looked, and I looked to see what a lot of the salons are doing in Texas because they obviously can do. They're one of the first states, them and I think Mississippi, where masks are not mandated. And many of the salons that I looked at there in Texas are still requiring masks. And one of the some of the salons were talking about the fact that they can't risk, because not everybody's vaccinated. They can't risk having a stylist get sick and a stylist being out, because it's going to hurt the salon even more, as if last year wasn't tough enough. And, everybody's dealing with a lot right now anyway, and running the business.
And you could have one person that gets sick, and then you have multiple stylists, so.
Yeah, and not about whether this thing is real or it's not real. If you get sick, somebody gets sick, and it could have been prevented.
Right.
Then that saves whatever it is. So
and
for the
not
salon.
even saying anything about masks. I mean, people believe whatever they're going to believe, but we're just doing what we can do to make sure that our employees are safe.
And Florida hasn't. We haven't even gotten there yet. We're just looking at what Texas did.
But do we even have? We don't even have a mask mandate here.
There is there's
County.
a local mandate,
Yes.
county mandate, yeah, and there also is by the Department of Professional Regulation, which is the Cosmetology Association. So there is. So it's not like we have that option to say no right now, but that will probably be coming. We'll be one of the states. I think ours expires. One of them expires maybe in April. So anyway, we haven't made any decisions on it yet. We're not doing anything about it yet. But I was just looking to see how they were handling it over there and what was happening over there. I also just saw right before we started this that in the Philadelphia Daily, the Delaware County Times or Philadelphia Daily News, one of those two, I think they're related. The CDC just announced that vaccinated people can be together without a mask. They can't mix and match. They can't be with unvaccinated people. This was their recommendation anyway. I just read it that if you have your 2 weeks after your second shot, if you're doing the 2-shot deal, that you can gather with other vaccinated people.
Oh.
So
and that's what I've noticed that's also going throughout this whole COVID thing is seeing now. We've been getting a lot of first timers that are coming back after not leaving their house for a year because they are now vaccinated. And we just got a guy this morning who's like, "Oh, I can come back. I got my shots."
Yeah, both COVID shots.
Yeah.
Rick, how you doing, Rick? Welcome back, Rick. Hopefully somebody got him booked. I saw that.
Yeah, no, he's a vet. That's the one I was talking about.
It doesn't say vet on there. It just says it does say he's a vet. Okay.
Yeah.
So he got the big no. Okay, never mind. Rick, sorry.
But he's still come for a long time.
I didn't see the response. Where's the response go? Did you get a response
it's on
yours?
the computer.
Oh, okay. It didn't go on mine. Okay.
It doesn't go on here. You have to look at it.
Got
on
it.
the
Okay.
thing. Becca said something. But it's interesting now that the people are vaccinated. I've heard like, oh, well, I'm vaccinated. I don't have to wear a mask. But, it's mandated by the county. So
There hasn't been anything that changed with regard to how the Florida Cosmetology Association or the Department of Professional Regulation for the cosmetology area has made any changes for us or the local either. So those are things to come, but I did want to see what was happening in Texas and how salons were handling it and what was going on there. And if the big debate and dispute had started in salons where, you had people fighting like in Bath and Body this weekend. They were fighting over who cut in line and all that stuff, and didn't know if that was happening in salons in Texas over masks or what was happening. Anyway, see what's to come in the future. Do we have to look forward to this or what? Okay, that's all. I wanted to just we just looked that up and checked. We're following that closely.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I saw even a woman in a salon owner in Ohio, and she was panicking because she said she was like, they're talking about the mask mandate there too, I guess. And she was like, well, what do we do? What do we do? Do we keep Everybody was like, you just continue to follow what you've been following just to make sure everybody's safe. That doesn't mean we have to stop wearing masks. So we're just doing our best. So I'm sick of the masks. I don't want to wear them either, but
it's hurting the lipstick world, that's for sure. I'm sure that a lot of people have problems with the fact that lipstick companies aren't selling as much lipstick because you don't have to.
Right,
You can't
that
wear
is
lipstick
so
on
true.
that, right?
Yes.
Can't wear lipstick under that, so that's
I do. I found there's only like one lipstick.
So does Edward. I think Edward does too, he said.
There's only one lipstick, and I'm like a makeup junkie that does not transfer.
Oh, well, you got to tell him.
Well, I can't really think.
Wait.
Okay, it's
We'll get back to you on that
yeah,
one.
I can't
Next
remember what it's
episode.
called.
Stay tuned. Next week, you're going to find out what lipstick does not get on your mask.
I think it's actually like L'Oreal or something. That's the only one, and I am a lipstick junkie, so.
Okay.
But I wear lipstick every day still. But I miss wearing lipstick. I love it.
Smiling and all that stuff. Can't see it.
It's funny because last week I had a guest. We kind of had made a mistake. We messed something up, and I'm like jumping all over the place to make sure I can fix it for the guest. So I was going like out of my way. I was like, oh gosh, and I assumed that the woman was upset because she was like, you can calm down. I'm not upset. She said, I think you just can't see my face, so you can't tell it. She was like, it's okay, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. That is true, though. I mean, you can't tell sometimes. Do they love their hair? Did they love their experience? If you can't see the face and you don't know them enough to be able to tell it in their eyes. Some people, you can see their eyes. You're like, that's a big, beautiful smile. You can tell just from their eyes. But some
Right.
people, when they have that mask on, you just don't know. So you can't tell if they're loving it or not. So you gotta maybe what's behind the mask and ask. Okay, everything good with the kids?
Yes.
There?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to tell us what's going on in the world of the trending world of now that Britney Spears is considered retro and really shocked your world because you're now of the age that Britney's retro.
I know. What the heck? What am I? It makes me feel older. This is like such an interesting topic. Is the whole side part that if you now wear a side part, I think I have one right now. That shows that you're a millennial. Like, side parts are not supposed to be in anymore. And I love wearing side parts. So, and with my face shape, a middle part isn't always the best. So
Gen Zers are saying that you're old.
yes,
You're
basically.
out of touch
Yes.
because you are a side parter.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Not going with the mid
And skinny jeans are out, but I love skinny jeans, so we're keeping skinny jeans.
So these are trends that Gen Zers are making statements about. That listen, you're out of touch.
Canceling
Oh,
side
you're
parts.
canceled. They're
Canceling side parts and Eminem. They're canceling Eminem too.
Well, he's older than millennial, isn't he? He's probably right in the cusp. I don't know. He's probably between a boomer and a millennial.
I listened to a lot of Eminem growing up. He was like a staple.
Yeah, but
he's kind of covers both generations. But it's just funny. They're canceling him because of a song that's relatively new. That's not even that bad compared to some of his other music, So it's funny that how Gen Z kind of cancels stuff, and
glad they're dictating what the future is going to look like. I guess maybe the millennials did it at some point too, but now they're saying you guys move out of the way because now we're in charge.
Isn't it interesting? Like, I always thought everybody used to always talk about millennials and like, oh, they're lazy and this and that about them. And now it's interesting to see how different generations are, even boomers, it's amazing to me to see how now we have Gen Z. I'm not the youngest. The millennial is not like the top trending topic about generations. Now it's Gen Z, which is interesting.
And they got to make their mark on the world. Like, what are they going to be known for? What are they up to? The canceling? Are they in charge of the cancel culture? Are they in charge of what's too sensitive for people? People
That's
are so
what they're very
sensitive right now.
They're very sensitive.
Is that that generation? Is that
Yes,
who's the sensitive
Gen Z,
ones?
yes.
That just can't. That just everything just hurts their feel. I mean, I don't know what generation Taylor Swift is, but she got a little sensitive about the fact that they said that the mother on Georgia goes through more boyfriends than Taylor Swift, and then Taylor got really upset about it. So I saw that. That was in the last episode, 10th episode. So we actually, since our last episode, Michelle and I have gone through the season of Ginny and Georgia, and I never imagined that I would make it through the whole thing. And I actually was very, very, very educated on the times with, teens and that whole
They're
group.
Gen Z. That group, isn't that?
Boy, I am so happy that I didn't have to grow up in that time. Wow, what they have to go. They do have to go through a lot. I mean, more and more, even in your generation. And then I see what they're going through, and just their image of themselves being portrayed socially all the time, like from the minute they're so insecure anyway, and then to have their
whole life online too, like,
right,
think about
and to not look good for 1 minute because in one picture, to not have a picture liked, what that could mean to somebody who are really putting themselves out there to a guy or to somebody's knocking at the door. How about that? So can they see us? So what that would be, I think it was a knock, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe it's Amazon. Should I?
Go ahead. We had to stop for a second because somebody's at the door. Food delivery service, wrong location. We were at the beach, and he's bringing food to the beach at the door out there. I don't know where it was.
I think it was Chipotle.
Chipotle, was it really?
Yeah.
We should have taken it. It's already paid for. If it was. I don't know what that was. So we were talking about Gen Z. We were talking about the fact that I made it through. Is it Ginny? What's the show called?
Ginny and Georgia.
Ginny and Georgia. Yeah, I made it through all
I
episodes.
love that show.
So what are we going to watch now? What's next? I don't know. Mrs. Maisel is not back yet. Succession is not back yet. Two shows that we love.
I like Succession too.
Ozark is not back yet.
It's
You know, all these great
Oh,
shows.
You is coming soon
I
too.
never saw it. Was that a second season one? Is that
Oh,
one?
you gotta watch that.
Okay.
You guys gotta watch that.
What's it called?
You.
Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Season 3 is coming.
Oh, good. So we'll have 2 seasons to watch.
Yes, and you'll like it.
Okay.
Michelle will like it.
Okay. All right. Good.
And also Handmaid's Tale is coming.
Oh
out.
yeah, I can't watch that. She watches. She loves it, but I couldn't get through. I couldn't see the abuse, what they did to women on that. I couldn't handle that. I tried. She liked it.
It's almost depressing.
It was hard to see. Just what.
But isn't it interesting how I don't know about other people. I have like this obsession with. Well, you do too, actually. But it seems like it's a lot of women that love like murder documentaries. I mean, I literally watch. I will get ready, and it's like I'm getting ready to go to work, and I just have YouTube on, and it's talking about. When she was decapitated, like, you know.
Real crime. You're talking about real,
true
life
crime. True crime.
Yeah.
I listened to, Bailey Sarian on YouTube. She does her makeup while she tells about a crime story. And
Wow, that started with Dateline Friday night for our Michelle. That was like our date night thing over the course of the last year was Dateline and seeing watching the whole backstory of what happened. I mean, they showed the one here, the
the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor. The guy's like right out front, right? He's still talking at the beach there. How you doing, buddy? You got the wrong house.
Yeah, just leave the food and go.
The Dr. Seavers. So that was they're all on there, but whatever ones. But then there's so many more that expand even further online.
That's
on
fascinating.
YouTube.
I just find it so fascinating.
What is it about that though? I feel creepy just saying that I am fascinated by that. Like creepy, like morbid, I guess. Morbid.
But I guess
don't know
it's
what it is
because
about
like
that.
you don't understand how somebody could ever do that. So it's like you can't understand it. So I will like research like Jodi Arias. I researched the crap out of her.
I read books on that. I just like how could somebody do? I guess it makes me feel better about my own life anyway. It makes my problems feel small compared to that. Like, got to check the plants that are growing outside because Georgia grew the plant that gives people heart attacks.
Yes. Yeah.
Think of this stuff. And then you watch some of them and you go, like, don't these people watch these shows? Like, how do they not know that their cell phone was being tracked? Like,
I know.
Dude, leave your cell phone. But then they go, oh, well, he left his cell phone at home. Oh, well, he did watch the show, but he left his cell phone at home. So then they know that he did it because he left his cell phone at home because he knew what to do. It's like,
or like Chris, before Chris Watts even got popular, I feel like that's like a whole phenomenon now, especially with the Netflix show. But I like research. I could not wrap my head around that one. I could not. I mean, I'm in like groups on Facebook.
The most horrible, horrible, horrible thing that a human being could do that. And then to see the person there before confessing, before all that, just to see his behavior and his mannerisms.
How it changes.
How he literally did this to his own flesh, his own children, his wife. That was incredible.
I think I watched all the footage. I watched the interviews. I think I just watched every piece. I listened to like 4 hours when I was driving one day.
Yeah, I hate. We were on our way to Houston for surgery. I think I probably listened to.
What
almost
about
all that. It was
what
a
about
20-hour
Play?
trip.
What's the Play? The new app, Play
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Yeah, I don't know. I get it's hot. People are doing. The only thing that I thought was interesting about that. Well, first of all, it's only on iPhone. I have an iPhone too, but my main phone is an Android. So the Android people haven't been invited yet because they haven't written the app for that. But Clubhouse.
I could see what you were watching. It was like Rob DeLille is in this, so I was like, oh, what's he listening to?
Yeah, and it started out interesting, but then some of the groups I got in it were like really weird, and they were popular. Like a lot of people were in there, but maybe it was just Gen Z. Maybe it was a group of people that are like, what am I doing in this room?
It was like vaguely specific topic, and it's just weird. Like,
well, there's any topic on there. There's so many, and
for those of you that don't know, Twitter made this, right?
No, that's a different company.
Different company. Well, it's like this app where you have to be invited to it, and there's just all these topics, and then there's just people.
You can make your own room. You can make a topic, and people come in and you just talk, and it's not.
You just talk, like you listen to people talk.
You raise your hand and you talk about something, and people respond and react, and you have to be invited. You can get into the room. I'm sure they could probably ban you if you're not following the guidelines of the room.
Right.
but one of the rooms that I was in, there were maybe 100 people in there, and there were was it Jake Paul? I know Jake Paul's 100 million on YouTube or something. Or Jake Paul.
Yeah, but he's even considered. He's like.
He's a has-been now, right?
Yeah,
he's still he was one of the first anyway. He made it big in that area,
and he still is big. He's just
a name, and he was in one of the rooms, and all everybody was doing was sucking up to him, and saying how great he was and how awesome, which is nice. It was kind of interesting just to hear him. Not nice because I don't know anything about him and I don't care about him, but hearing the rawness of it, I guess, was different. Yeah, right, it wasn't like some expert interviewer who was giving him talking points of his latest promo and what he was doing. This was just raw stuff.
Well, and what's interesting is that it's not like he can do an Instagram live, but you don't get to hear. You just see little comments of people commenting. This you can actually hear voices
so that part of it was
like. And I heard a girl. She was talking to like Oprah's makeup artist on there. I guess it's interesting in the point of networking and just the people you can talk to. It's kind of interesting.
Well, yeah, see, when it gets onto the Android, I get a lot of rooms suggested, but I haven't seen any topic that I was like, oh, yeah, I would really love to listen to that person.
Yeah, I haven't either. It's like weird.
Because if you find some people that you're interested in and then they kind of have good topics, like I did see some business topics in there that looked interesting, but didn't come across anybody. A lot of them were like, drop shipping is the next thing. I'm going to drive a Ferrari because I drop shipped paper cups from Thailand, and you can be the next one to drive a Ferrari, like that kind of crap, which is useless. But they, if there was somebody that was of interest and really dealing with real life, and it was a collaborative group of business owners or something, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see where it goes. I mean, I remember when you were in high school and Twitter was up and coming, and I know Twitter's been around longer than that, but it was sort of.
No, I think it came out when I was in high school.
And Daniel was on Twitter, and I was like, big deal. What are you going to do with Twitter? Like I was making fun of him, like because he was tweeting.
Oh, you tweeting? He's going to write your whole life on a tweet.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either. I mean,
so who am I?
And
to
look
know?
at it now.
Yeah, I mean they still don't make any money, and it's still like now it's a. What do you call it? It's a site that is not moderated, censored. It's a censored site now, so it's not like free speech because it's up to what Jack Dorsey says. Like, are you good or are you bad? Do I agree with or don't I agree with what you have to say? So I'm censoring what you have to say. So really, now it's not even that. But for news, it's still a good thing for news because it literally can get news out there instantly. Like you can look up and see people's, what they're writing about for a news flash, not necessarily accurate news, balanced left or right or middle or any of that, but just for information.
It's just, right, yeah, instant information.
I'm not a great prognosticator of what the apps are going to do, but Clubhouse is a hot thing right now. Everybody's talking about it, maybe because it's invitation only. You had to get invited. And
I know somebody was like, I got invited. I was like...
yeah, that's a big deal.
Ooh.
Oh, how are we doing? Oh, I bet we ran out again.
Didn't we just start it?
Did I?
Maybe.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I did. We restarted. That's right, because of the food guy.
Food guy. Thank you, food guy.
I didn't look at the restart time, so we're still got to be plenty. Yeah. All right. So skinny jeans are going to be okay, and so are side parts. So you're safe. It's okay. Just because they're trying to cancel you, hang in there. You're okay.
It's so funny to see like the TikToks too. They'll be like, ew, or they'll be like pictures. It'll be like this girl at a bar or something, and she's like, how do you spot the difference between a millennial and Gen Z? And they go through like this whole group of girls, and it's all the girls wearing like the mom jean and the curtain bang and this middle part, and then it goes over to like one other girl who's a beautiful girl, but she has a side part and she's wearing skinny jeans, and she goes, millennial. Like,
Abby, we can tell. All right. Yeah, but last piece, I think that we'll end on this because you're doing day 7 of your fitness challenge, or what do you guys call it? Beach body something?
I'm not even like into the whole thing. I'm committed to changing my mind, body, and wellness of I used to like run with my dad all the time. We ran half marathon, and I was really into it, and I kind of stopped, and I really haven't had exercise a part of my life in a long time. And I grew up around it. I mean, my father that was always one of his core values. And I can see such a difference, even just from 1 week, just in my own, the way what it does to my mind. Like it's something that I'm holding myself accountable to, and I'm completing it. And you're stretching yourself to do things that you didn't think you could do. And it's like this great
Congratulations, day 6 today, day 7. Congratulations.
Yes.
The
With Krista.
The group.
Shout out to Krista.
They all did it up at the promenade, right?
Yes,
The group.
yes.
Almost everybody did it there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're doing that one, awesome. And I think Carissa started that. Yeah.
Krista. And Carissa, if you look at, I mean, she's freaking beautiful. She lost like all this weight.
Beach body girl. She got all tone and everything. Beach
and
body.
she looks awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Congratulations in that group, and congratulations. Thanks for taking that on for your well-being, because I know that it's the one drug that I have to have and that I crave. I don't love I don't love doing it. I don't love the process, but after, it's always the best, and I'm so happy. Like this past week, I think I missed 1 day. My target is to do 7 days a week of some form of working out, and I think I did 6 this week, and I did do yesterday. I did the Psycho Sunday group.
You did that again?
I did do it again, and a funny thing happened. So there's always just a great, a really elite group of people that I admire that are there on Sundays, and so I was with a partner, and what happened was there were always ridiculous kind of workouts, but it was a list of all the exercises to do. We went through the exercises and or the sets of everything, and we started cleaning up. We saw the people in front of us; they were cleaning up their stuff, and it took us about 29 minutes to go through this thing here. And then Tuna and Dan, who are the guys who wrote that, Dan writes the WOD for the week. He said, "Hey, you guys aren't finished. We'd already put our bars away and everything." We said, "What do you mean we're not finished?" And he said, "It's a 45-minute AMRAP." So AMRAP is as many reps as possible.
Amount of time
AMRAP,
you can get
as many reps as possible. Yeah. So we stopped when we got one more. We were supposed to start over again and then keep going. So we had to put stuff back together again, and then we had to go overtime. So I was going to say for 29 minutes, I was like, man, that wasn't that bad for a Sunday. It was pretty good. I felt like I'm not dead. And then I knew as soon as he said that, I was like, okay, no wonder why. I'm supposed to be dead at the end of this. I'm not supposed to feel okay. I'm supposed to be dead. So we had to finish the last 15, and then it felt like a Sunday workout, because after we did the next 15 minutes of it, it was that 45 minutes of the real type that they haven't.
Well, and just seeing how your body, seeing yourself gain strength and flexibility, just in a short period of time. Like, this is our bodies, and we only have one body, so we have to take care of it. And seeing the change, little changes, it feels like super good. And
good for you. We'll have to come up with something that by next episode we'll have to come up with something that we are wagering on this one. Okay, so put some money on the line, or put something. It's not money, or something like I don't know, wash my car.
I think I owe you one.
That's right. You owe me car washings, but I probably owe you a dinner too.
Couple grill. No.
Yeah. I might think of one of those gift certificates that I hand wrote to you for Christmas or something.
Oh, Andre's.
Was it Andre's?
When I was in 11th grade.
Okay, well, that did have an expiration on it. You didn't use it, so it has expired.
I remember. I don't think I ever really wanted to go there. I wouldn't have appreciated it then.
Really good steaks. Yeah,
I mean, I would appreciate it now.
Yeah.
But at the time.
It's an old Kentucky Fried Chicken, but they have good steaks.
Oh, yummy.
Really good steaks. Really good food.
I'm a steak snob.
Well, it's protein.
Protein. See the table this weekend.
Just lower the carbs, low carb, no sugar.
Yeah, how big our town is so busy right now. It is incredible. I went to See the Table this weekend, and oh my gosh, I mean, it was like freaking Disney World. And then I went to Celebration Park yesterday, and oh my gosh.
So
I've just
you're the
never
one,
seen so many people.
People are just going to be freaking out over because you're the cause of COVID right now. You're the cause of the spread. She's spring breaking it already. Here she is.
Sorry.
No, that's what happens. There were some videos of Miami and the influx of spring breakers that are starting to happen because the flights are so cheap to get there now, like $49 to fly down there, and people are just flocking there, and they've been cooped up for a year.
My friend in Tennessee, when it got really cold, she was like, I just decided I'm going to Miami this weekend. And like that, everybody's going to Miami. That is true. We're not in Miami, though.
Yeah, we're on the other side.
And actually, Celebration Park is outdoors, so at least it's it's like a little food truck.
Don't worry, I'm not judging you.
No, I know, but actually, a lot of influencers get canceled for
having a life.
Yes.
Yeah, and being irresponsible with their lives. Such a bad person. Right, so we'll come up with a wager for that. Thanks for spending time with us. Thanks for checking in.
We're kind of here, there, and everywhere today.
If you are, if you checked it out and you made it this far, congratulations. And we're still going to do something for you. So, yeah, give it. Actually, if you're listening on the podcast audio portion and you missed some of the video because you can see where we are, it's kind of cool where we are at this new location. If you didn't see, if you're on the video portion and you're on YouTube, you can hit the thumbs up. If you liked it, you can hit the thumbs down too. If it sucked, I don't care. Whatever. Did you get any value out of it? Did you get anything out of it? Did you kill an hour while you clean the house? Did you even go an hour? Or leave a comment about who we should talk to. Somebody we can talk to on here that might be of interest to people, or somebody that you know, or yourself. Tell us who that person is.
We could even call somebody.
Yeah, we could do that too. So we just want to know that you're there. Say hi. Leave your name in the comments.
Hi.
You're getting a gift. You're getting a good one. And those of you that commented last time, yours is on the way. Venmo or Gusto, depending on if you work here or not. It's going to be Gusto instead of the other. So
okay,
I'll handle it in 2 days. So, and I think that's all for now. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Thanks for being here. Great to see you. Great to talk to you. Thanks for spending time with me, Lex. Appreciate it.
This is my favorite. I get to have. We always get together, and it's when we can go over everything for work, and so it's nice that I get to have
some planning time too.
Mondays with my papa.
Yeah, Mondays with everybody.
Thank
March.
you, love you.
Happy March! Oh
happy
yeah,
March.
coming up. What is St. Patrick's Day is coming up, right?
17th.
17th. All right,
Yes.
so we'll have another one before then. Okay. Have an amazing week. Love you. Thank you. See you soon.
Love you.
Bye.